We've heard her name for a long time in the upper ranks, professional longboarding, but for her to get a huge victory here at the Lexus US Open of Surfing, I mean, that would propel her towards superstardom and, of course, towards a potential in the draw, Kai Ellice-Flint. This was literally a second after the buzzer blew, starting off with Johnny the Ripper.
Really nice. Good fade in, gets the 5, gets the 10, holds the 10, walks out of that 10, just does that cut back kick out. And this is our first 2.67 for Kai Ellice-Flint, straight to the tip, finds the 5, roller coaster nose ride on the tip there, but as that wave just starts to fade, he walks back.
Still has a whip when he goes into a turn, but really cool opposite styles here.
And look at the whip into this. The way that he faded with that left go right, that was a great textbook example of how to get behind the section. And he just really then gets nice and low here and stands himself up for the drop knee setup on the inside for a backside 10, and then a nice re-entry right through to the inside sand. An incredibly well-ridden wave. I like what I saw from Kai Ellice-Flint. This is Johnny, gets that tight 5, stretches that 5 into the foam, gets low, stands a bit taller, eyes up the opportunity for a reform back low, and now walks back to the tail to redirect for a high line into the 5, and then just widens his stance as he just kicks out.
Shawn Michael does have priority, and he's definitely made an effort towards this wave, but he might have just been sold a lemon. Now he gets up. I'm going to give him some credit for even getting into that wave. Things went a little awry.
Johnny busy, active.
Yeah, it's just having a quick little tester there.
Yeah,
you could pretty much see that that wave wasn't going to do him any favors.
I can vouch for the fact that a lot of these cats are pretty good ping pong players.
Even better when it's sting pong. The loser gets welted on the back. Here we go. Jean-Michel Van Hohenstein. The wave wasn't even long enough for me to finish saying his entire name. Hard-charging rookies and surfers like Kai Ellice-Flint who are starting to get on a roll.
Yeah, we're waiting for this score to come in, but look at that heels. We saw him do a heels in the quarterfinal against Steven Sawyer. Comes out of that functional heels through the section in the 10. Got to back up his 6.83, but this also from Johnny behind the peak. Stalls it and then into the 5, into the tight 5, and then 2 steps, 4 steps back, and then cross step forward again, switch stance, kick out. And the other 7 are from the World Surf League regional rankings. And then there's 5 wild cards for the whole tour and 2 event wild cards per event. So it's a really exciting schedule ahead, and it's a really great variety of waves for a world champion to be crowned.
Wow, Johnny the Ripper. Out on the nose, low-key swivel. That's that turn that has everybody pretty excited. Use a turn like that to project himself into this semifinal and gets the bonus on the inside. Looking for a 6.51. That one felt good.
Incredible connection skill from Kai Ellice-Flint, but this was also really fantastic from Johnny the Ripper. And what I really appreciate about this 10 is the flex. So look how low he is in this 10. Got his knees super flexed, and again doing that roller coaster rock and roll effect from the nose ride, which is super hard to do. And what you'll see here is something that Rachel Tilley does very well, where he redirects from the front third of the board. Look at that. Almost a left go right from the front third into a quick touch of the 5. He created what could have been a 5 into a much bigger score, but live action, this looks nice for Ellice-Flint.
Ellice-Flint, 5.10, cross steps back. Could have enough push to make it to the inside as well. Swinging the board back and forth under his feet. He's trying to get through. He does. That was cool.
Yeah.
Subtle, but effective.
Super effective. Harrison Roach from Australia. Look at this. He sets himself up with that deep fade, left go right, and then a rock and roll roller coaster 10, and then functionally coming out of that nose ride into a turn. Starts with a drop knee and then goes into conventional cutback. And now look at this. He's got that roller coaster effect, but now he's just getting super low, and he's just managing to arc himself back into the section and then end with a float.
And here we go. Our first finalist for the men. The longboarders here at the Lexus US Open of Surfing. Kai Ellice-Flint.